This evening's show is brought to you by Mac Weldon. For 20% off your first order, visit macweldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 670. I'm your host, Cheapy D, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's long on GameStop. And by long, I mean he has a big penis, Wombat.
It's more wide.
He's wide on GameStop.
Yeah. Think like a can of soup.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all right. Let's start over. I think why is everybody leaving the Twitch channel?
I don't know.
That's how it's wrong.
How to make everyone uncomfortable in one sentence.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Shipwreck, how you doing? Did you want to talk about penis a little bit, or
maybe a little later?
Later.
Well, I mean, it's going to come up again.
Yes, right, for sure. So it's going to be a long show. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. It seemed like all of a sudden there was a lot of news. There was nothing going on, and then everything
There
happened.
was stuff going on.
Everything. Penis and news.
What else is there?
Penis and news. That's my third podcast that's coming out.
Who's your co-host for that one?
It's a pretty good name for the podcast.
Penis and news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a good
let's
name.
trademark that immediately.
Is that a Guinness you're drinking there, Ship?
Mm-mm.
It's oil. It's mobile oil.
That'll get your motor running.
It's a Three Sheeps Brewing Bonbon.
So is it like a chocolate flavored beer?
Yeah, it's a chocolate milk stout.
Nice. I like a good stout. I have Guinnesses in the fridge.
It's brewed with heart and science.
What about soul?
No soul.
What about oil?
No oil.
It's not oil.
Only essential.
It's brewed in Sheboygan.
Tokyo?
I thought that was a made-up town for comedians.
Sheboygan, Tokyo, yes.
That once was a man from Sheboygan.
His penis was so long he could doingen. I don't got anything. Sorry. So what's else is going on? It snowed a lot.
It did. It snowed a lot here too. You know, the whole 20 minutes south of you that I am.
Right. You don't have any type of power snow removal system?
I do not. I am lucky in the sense that I have neighbors that
That's
all
the best.
have really big, powerful snowblowers.
For no reason.
And they all like to show off that they have the most powerful snowblower. So when I take my measly shovel to my driveway, they're like, no, I'll take care of it.
That's the best.
And then another one goes, no, let me. And then they fight over who gets to do the end of my driveway. And I'm like, whatever, guys, knock yourselves out.
I'll be inside.
Yeah.
Just let me know when it's done.
Who wants cocoa?
That's a pretty good setup. I want that setup.
I mean, I still have to shovel the porch and I still have to shovel most of the driveway myself. It's
Oh,
not like-
well, what are
it's
they
not like
doing? The sidewalk.
like the sidewalk and the foot of the driveway,
Yeah,
which is kind of the worst part.
No, the
Trust me,
driveway is
I'll
the worst
take it.
part, I'm thinking.
No, because we're double carred on the driveway, so there's really not that much snow on.
Oh, that's the other plan. I see.
Yeah.
What you got
I'm no
going there.
fool. This isn't my first rodeo.
But then you got to clean the car off. That's a pain in the ass.
So we have like a long broom on a stick.
Do you clean the top of your car off?
Mhm.
The whole
Have to.
top?
You have to.
But people don't do that.
I know we have a special tool just for it. And by
A
special tool, I mean brush on a long stick.
A ladder.
Yeah.
No, because some of the SUVs are so big, there's no way you can reach the top of that. Like,
It's got like a handle. You twist it and it
right.
telescopes out. Then you twist it again and it locks in. And it's got the brush on the end. And you just push the snow off.
Right.
It takes literally a minute.
Right. No, I mean, I keep my car in the garage when it snows. So all the time, actually.
I don't keep it fancy with a garage.
What do you call it?
Nope, we're not doing this again. Hey, callback.
Listen, I grew up, my parents, the garage was never clean enough to keep the car in it.
Yeah,
There was
that's-
never space enough
Yeah.
to keep the car in. Now, it was a one-car garage, but still, it was never clean. Maybe like 10% of my life, it was clean enough to keep a car in.
We're in the one car in, one car out situation right now. Just
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, you get all the kid stuff, and I could get it out of the way. It's just not worth it.
Right. See, what you need is a 2-car
And I'm not
garage.
driving anywhere, anyways. So
Right, or going anywhere.
right.
The best case scenario is the 2-car garage with 1 car, and then you get the best of both worlds.
I guess.
Yeah, I bought this electric snowblower a couple years ago. It's like a $200 electric snowblower.
Piece of shit.
But with like the cord, not the battery. Like you
That's
gotta
a mistake.
It works fine as long as there's less than, I would say, like 6 inches of snow.
That was not the case this week.
But I just went out every couple hours and did it, and it wasn't that hard. It was like mowing the lawn, but
Often.
but more annoying because you had to like push through some big grass, basically, some weeds. But now I saw they sell electric snowblowers that run on batteries and that are actually like powerful as powerful as gasoline snowblowers. But I'm thinking maybe, in the summer I get that for a discount. Is that how it works?
Yeah, usually if they have them.
Because my neighbor's got a huge ass snowblower, like it's got a headlight on it. That's how big it is. And I keep waiting for him to come over, but he never makes it across the street. But his driveway is so big that he needs that. Like he's got one of those like half a circle driveways. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be a nightmare.
Yeah,
it would be a freaking nightmare. It still seems like it's a nightmare, even with his giant snowblower. Anyway. That's all I got about snow.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for something else.
I don't know.
I'm like, this is when he starts to get interesting. I can't wait.
No, I got nothing. I mean, I didn't even go sledding or.
Elliot did in the front. I posted videos on Facebook.
I lost my sled.
He got a new sled over the Hanukkah holiday.
What's the best sled? Like, if I was gonna get a sled now,
there's like a new hotness sled, and we got him one of those. They're not expensive,
but they're not good. Probably it's probably a fad,
no.
Right?
It is good. It's like a foam, but it's got rubber on the bottom.
Okay, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, I'm looking for that new technology.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said. I'm pretty sure it's the new hotness when it comes to sleds because all the neighbor kids had the same sled too.
Interesting.
So,
where does one get that?
At the Target, I believe it was
It sounds like a Target purchase. Yes,
I believe it was less than $20. So
also sounds like a Target purchase.
Yeah. No. We're not saying break the bank. But,
could I fit on that or what?
Maybe. I remember. I think it was a couple of years ago. I tried to go on the plastic circle ones.
Yeah, that's bad. Those are not. That's old technology.
No, I went to try to sled myself in the front of the house on one of those, and instead the circle just snapped right in half. So
the whole plastic thing just
went snap, crack, and went over. And I was lighter then too. So
how'd that make you feel?
It made me feel very unhappy. And my kids were like, "Why?"
Were they embarrassed?
They weren't embarrassed. They were just mad that I broke one of the sleds.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it wasn't the only one.
Right.
But yes, a saucer. It was a saucer-shaped sled, the one that I cracked in half.
No, I had one of those in the garage, but it got warped, I guess. And then
you should go and just get one of those Target ones that I just mentioned.
Yeah. I had an inflatable
we just
one
have
too.
We have the inner tubes that you blow up.
I lost that one though.
And you pack them back down, and they're real small.
Right. I never took it out of the box and inflated it, and then I don't know where it is. Maybe I just threw it out. I don't know what happened. Anyway, how about some show feedback?
Sure, there's some.
Yay.
Detective Conan has to say that Wombat is the heart and soul of the CAGcast. Without Wombat, there's nothing, and I agree.
There's a lot more than heart and soul in the CAGcast.
On a related note, it's true. Doc Samson has to say, I know I usually give the CAGcast a lot of shit, but this pod was a great listen, and anytime you rip on the Trump of Cult, you get bonus points.
That's not what that says. Read that again.
And anytime you rip on the cult of Trump, you get bonus points. What did I say?
The Trump of cult?
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I get for drinking while we record.
That's okay.
Nobody's perfect.
Go on.
Cthulhu 8U said, and I'll bring this up now. There is no Ms. Midas in Fortnite, which is true. Did not show up as expected, but instead there is some minor character called Snake Eyes instead. Wombat, if you can't get Shipwreck to jump on board the Fortnite train with G.I. Joe characters, then nothing will work. Would you like to say it, Chip?
Nothing will work.
There you go.
What if they put?
I've said this for a while. It doesn't, like, I watched your video that congratulations on your Fortnite Royale or whatever Wombat that you won. I watched you winning with Snake Eyes.
With Snake Eyes, yeah. That
And
was
just
cool.
him like running around, like he's doing like his backwards little trot thing, and he's moving like a Fortnite character. I'm like, this isn't it?
Right,
Like-
it hurts. This hurts a little bit.
Right.
I don't know. I kind of thought I did a pretty good job with my Victory Royale. I mean, you didn't think it looked cool when I got that win with that shotgun that he flips
It
around.
doesn't look cool to me at all.
like the
Nothing
Terminator?
about Fortnite looks cool to me. I'm happy that you enjoyed. I'm happy that millions of people around the world enjoy Fortnite. It just looks so bland. It looks so bland to me.
I don't think you would enjoy playing Fortnite by yourself. But, and this is true for any game, if you played with friends, you'd have a good time.
Or
That being said, my reasons for saying that are purely selfish, because
right.
I would enjoy your company in a game that I play. So, take
I'm just going to be
that
off
as you
doing
will.
random crap in that game, though. I know what I'm going to do in that game. It's not going to be playing Fortnite. It's going to be just screwing around until I die and can get out of there.
That's fine. That's fine. Just saying, I know you wouldn't like it, but it doesn't mean you wouldn't have fun playing. I think those are two opposite statements.
He'd rather just talk to you on like.
Yeah, I'd rather just talk to you. If you want to just like, just instant message me. I don't really want to talk to you on the phone so much when you're playing Fortnite. But if you just want to instant message me,
I will. Next time
while
I'm
you're
playing, I'll be like,
playing Fortnite.
hey, I'm playing Fortnite. I played a little Fortnite before we did this show tonight. I
Right.
should have texted you. Hey, I'm playing right now. Playing that new Mandalorian thing. But I did buy Snake Eyes the minute it came out. I went into that. I did have the V-Bucks banked, so it's not like I had to spend any out-of-pocket dollars.
You put in the work and you earned it.
And I earned it. And you know what? I'm very happy. I think it might be my favorite skin in the game currently.
What I don't, part of the reason I don't get anything out of Fortnite as well, I don't like the structure of the game to begin with. The battle royale doesn't do anything for me, but the progression of just constantly getting more skins also does very little to me, because
And that's like my favorite thing. So
right, but like you got the Snake Eyes skin, you're gonna use him for like a week, and then they're gonna put something else out. You're gonna go, oh, I gotta go use the Miss Midas skin now because that's the new one.
It depends on how much they charge for the Miss Midas skin. But they may have
that was my point
up.
exactly right
They
there.
may have
was
screwed that
how
up
much they were gonna charge for it.
by putting out the Snake Eyes skin. I probably wouldn't get another skin for a couple months that I would buy.
I don't get it. I mean, I respect it, but I just do not get the skin sensation. You know, like people like Shanafan. He's like, let me show you my skin. He's like, look at this in Warzone. Let me show you this. Look at this chick. Look, she's got no sleeves on.
Well, you see,
that's great, but $20 is like that's.
In Call of Duty, it makes no sense to me. In Call of Duty, it makes zero sense to me because you're not seeing yourself.
Right.
But in Fortnite, like Shipwreck said, he saw my clip, and in the clip he saw my.
Hey
clip.
now,
I did.
Well, you can see Snake Eyes with the shotgun go up and get the guy. And there's something kind of cool about that, at least for me, to see Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes and his known preferred weapon, the shotgun.
The shotgun. I know. I like you. I like it when he's running around with an SMG. It seems more appropriate.
and when he flosses after he kills somebody.
Then he flosses. Yeah, I do the Shaolin sip, which is when he sits cross-legged and drinks a cup of tea. That's my victory pose that I
Wombat, you know,
defaulted to Snake Eyes.
I respect it. It's a good game.
fine.
It's just not for me.
I win. You should have seen the whole thing that I did this was it Monday morning? Monday morning, 8 a.m. They released the new mode, and I'm like, and with it, they released. This is where you guys will give me the look. They released the new umbrella, like a bonus free umbrella, which is kind of like a big Fortnite deal. And I'm like,
Does it rain a lot in Fortnite?
It's when you jump out of the bus, you hold an umbrella, like Mary Poppins. Think Mary Poppins. So it was like a special Mandalorian umbrella.
Oh, I love the Mandalorian's umbrella. It's
Yeah.
my favorite thing about the
Exactly.
Mandalorian.
It's the Mandalorians. It's like made out of Beskar. Oh, it's an umbrella made out of Beskar.
That's what season 3 is going to be about.
Exactly.
The quest for the umbrella.
The
quest for the
Beskar umbrella.
Yeah. If you defeat me in battle, you get this umbrella. It's 100% pure Beskar.
When the robots come to punch you, you just open the umbrella up, and they're like, "Oh!"
And the only way to get it was to get a victory royale in the new mode. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot at 8 a.m. The first time I played it, I came in 43rd place. That's not very good. The second time,
8 hours later on Monday.
No, it took me
the umbrella.
It took me a half an hour. I came in 3rd place the second round I played, and in the 3rd round I won. And it was very exciting.
I don't know how we got to Fortnite, Wombat's Fortnite fuckfest, but
I put it in the show feedback. And that's it. I know you guys don't care.
I'm happy for you that you found your game.
I appreciate
I won't make fun of you.
That you enjoy my happiness or something.
Yes. I support your right to buy whatever skins you want without our making fun of you.
No, you can make fun of me. It's just,
You can make fun of me for this, Wombat. So last week, it was actually before last week's show, but I wasn't showing the effects of it yet. I had gone
coronavirus.
No.
Oh.
Thank goodness no. Wombat would enjoy if I got that, I'm sure.
The jokes. He's already writing jokes.
Of course, the beer drinker gets coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There we go.
I'd rather have coronavirus than listen to more jokes like that.
So I had gone and I up to the cabin and moved some furniture that had come like by myself, and it was much heavier than I thought it was going to be. But again, I was there by myself, so it was like, well, got to get it inside. So I mustered all 170 pounds of me and got like this, I don't know, it felt like a 200-pound piece of furniture into the house. And then like slowly over the coming days, my back just like pretty much completely seized up to where I could not like stand or stand up out of a sitting position. Like once I was standing, I was generally okay. I could move like a robot. So I was like that for like 3 days. And then suddenly I slipped on my stairs coming down in my basement. And it was a slow motion, like one of those things where my legs just like went straight out in front of me. And I have no idea why I even slipped. It was like, I don't know why this is happening, but this is happening. And I'm like bracing for like the worst like pain in my life, like to hit on this. Cause like, it's the type of pain like where you can't even like sneeze. Cause you're just like, oh God, I can't sneeze. Cause this is just going to kill me. I landed like flat on my ass, just like right on it. And then slid just helplessly down the stairs all the way to the bottom. And I landed and then like, I'm like, well, that didn't hurt. And then I stood up and my back was fine.
Oh my God.
That's gotta be bad. I know it seems good, but that
bad in what
has
way?
To be bad.
How could it be bad?
Like, it's like, did you ever hear the story of the woman that was in the car accident, but she had so much adrenaline in her, she didn't realize that she was like a minute from dying, and she's walking around going, I was in a horrible accident. My car is totaled, but I feel great. And then the adrenaline left her body and she just dropped dead on the ground. That I feel is like what happened when Shipwreck's back.
So in the middle of the show, Shipwreck's going to be like, can't move, robot.
Exactly. And it's just going to seize up on him, or he's leaking spinal fluid into his brain. One or the other, but I don't think there's any in between.
I think I just like short-circuited the chiropractor visit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's been like 4 days right now, so I think I'm good. I don't know, just it realigned some stuff. It's all good.
Has your skin always been purple?
That's my general tone, yes.
No security camera downstairs that happened to catch that fall?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's an America's Funniest Home Videos that...
If there is, it would have just caught me like landing at the bottom.
Right. It's not quick enough.
Yeah, I'll have to... I could check.
Especially if you're falling, you're going to be like rapidly moving before it
the other part of it I enjoyed was my kids were directly behind me, and neither one of them was like concerned at all that I was just like tumbling down the stairs.
What did they do?
You're not the meal ticket, so what do they
just went-
care?
They just went about like nothing had happened.
They didn't
like,
say anything. Like
no, they said absolutely nothing about it whatsoever.
that seems weird.
But they do that stuff all the time. Like my kids are constantly like, "All right, let's slide down the stairs today."
Oh, they thought you were just like joining in on the fun.
Sure.
Look, we're trendsetters. Daddy's now going for a tumble down the stairs.
I'm just glad it wasn't like my other stairs have the L in them, like the 90-degree turn in them.
Right.
And I don't think that one would have done as well if I'd have fell down those and had to turn 90 degrees
right.
halfway down them.
It would have fixed it, and then it would have broke it again by the time you hit
Yeah,
the
that
floor.
seems like a very like Simpsons type thing. Tell me the Simpsons episode where that happens.
I'm sure it does.
It's definitely happened.
Sure it does. When I was shoveling the porch, I was shoveling and the snow was so high that it was as high as the porch. And I didn't see where the step ended and the snowfall basically began. And I took one step too far. And my foot went about 3 feet deep into the snow. And I could feel it as like if I didn't catch myself, my knee literally would have broken.
How'd you get 3 feet of snow?
It was the drifts. You didn't get big snow drifts like that.
That's a lot of drifts.
You got a 3 foot. Yeah, the front of my house, it was level with the porch.
Oh.
And I
All
stepped
the stuff
in
from your roof, maybe.
thinking that I was going to be putting my foot down about 3 inches, but really it went down 3 feet. So
Did you go, ah,
I screamed,
help me?
I screamed, what the fuck?
There
And
is
my
no-
son was out there and he was like, Dad, language.
At least your kid reacted.
Yeah, my son reacted. Yeah.
What do we got in this Watch This Boy section?
Oh, boy.
Is there an S on the end of this one, or is this something else?
No, this is something else. This is not. We watched this this movie Untouchable.
Is it about India?
No, it's about Harvey Weinstein.
Oh.
It's a documentary about him and how he was untouchable and then touchable. It's depressing as you would expect it to be. And the whole time you're just watching the movie saying this is like one of the most grossest human beings like you can ever be looking at right now in every way possible.
What stopped the clicker on this one?
I don't know.
Why would you watch it?
It's a good question. I don't even remember what it was on. HBO maybe? HBO Max? I'm not even sure, but we just were scrolling through and it was, I don't know. Mrs. Cheapy said yes when I asked her. As long as Mrs. Cheapy says yes, then it's a go. Because she's not saying yes about a lot of these things. So she wanted to see that. And it's as depressing as you would expect it to be. But less depressing than those murder ones. I told her no more murder ones for like a while. They just keep coming out with new ones too. There's a never-ending supply of the true murder series. So that one...
I'm gonna avoid that one.
It's well done, but yeah, it's kind of it's rough. We also started watching Good Omens, which is on Amazon Prime. That's
okay.
Do you know about this one?
I don't, but I have that service.
Okay, it's well reviewed, so we decided to check it out. We only watched the first episode, but it's like The Omen, the movie The Omen, but with jokes, I guess. I think this is what it's about because I only watched the first episode. So the idea is the Antichrist is coming. There's demons and there's angels. And throughout history, there's been one angel and one demon that have been friendly with each other.
Oh, is that the Michael Sheen show?
Yes.
I watched that first episode.
You didn't care for it?
Not so much, but I'm glad you liked it.
I mean, I could think it could be good. I don't know. I mean, it didn't blow me away, but I thought it could be good. And we're definitely going to watch at least one more. Yeah, and so the idea is that the Antichrist is coming, and he gets like switched up, like the baby gets switched up, like whose family it's supposed to go to. There's like some scheme going on with the satanic scheme, but people are like stupid and they fuck it up, and it seems like it's going to be pretty funny. So that's Good Omens, and that's on Amazon Prime. Do you guys watch the latest WandaVision?
Yes,
WandaVision.
it's a big deal. It's it's become a big deal in my house now. The WandaVision, we like discuss it as a family, like what we think is going to happen and all the
Yes.
theories. I kind of like that because I don't think there's ever been a show like that where we've all kind of had thoughts and opinions on and know kind of, at least the Marvel cinematic history
Sure.
behind a lot of stuff, because we've all seen pretty much all the movies at this point. And yeah, it's kind of fun to watch. And that I kind of thought that first like 5 minutes of this week's episode was one of like the coolest things I've seen in the MCU. Like it was kind of like, whoa. I don't want to spoil anything.
I forgot what happened in the first 5 minutes specifically.
Something happened.
Oh.
It's good. It's really good. I don't want us to spoil anything about it.
Me neither. It's like it's like that thing was cool, but I don't want to say what it was.
I do. No.
I feel like so they're starting to bring in a lot of familiar characters. I would say that.
Yes.
But
Batman.
I think
Batman's in it. Yep. Batman.
Which was one of my like small complaints about Mandalorian was it was like too much. They're bringing in too many known characters.
I want to say there's a difference though.
There is
between bringing in Boba Fett and bringing in someone that was like the fourth tier character.
The fourth tier character from all these, but people that you recognize immediately.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's more in many. I'll spin it. I'll say I think it's kind of the opposite, because what you have is these people that really were side ancillary characters that you didn't know much about, and now they're on a TV show where they get to shine a little bit more out of the shadow of the movie that they're servicing, which I think is why it worked. I don't know.
There's a lot of reasons why WandaVision works.
No, that too, but
yeah, that particular, I think that's helpful. Yeah, it's like it doesn't seem as pandering. At the same time, it seems linked in with the MCU in that regard, and it keeps you guessing as to like which direction they're going to go with it.
Yep. Yeah.
And I saw in the news today they said Luke Skywalker is going to be on it.
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm excited. I don't know what that means, but
she said, I don't know the actress's name. What's her name?
Elizabeth Olsen. You may be familiar with her sisters, Mary Kate.
That's Elizabeth Olsen? I didn't even realize that. I've seen her movie. She was in some movie where she was in a cult or something.
Godzilla.
No. That was a while ago, I guess.
That made Shipwreck laugh, though.
Why is Godzilla a cult?
It's not.
There could have been a cult in Godzilla. Yeah. I don't know.
Cult of Godzilla.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's got big fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Big lice, too.
Yeah, I like WandaVision. Ty's also Ty's trying to figure out, what's going on, too. We had the discussion afterwards. And he thought, like, when she was using her powers, she's like, oh, look, this is the era of CG. So the next week's episode, it's gonna be like the 2000s or something, because they have CG. I'm like, no, I think you're looking into it like sort of the wrong way. He's like, no, I'm sure. Like, I don't think that
next week, 2 days. It's not gonna. It easy.
Knight Rider.
Yes, they all drive Knight Riders.
Don't you think that would be good? And Vision is the voice of the car.
Of the car?
Yeah, and the car is looks like it's Vision colored. It's gray and like red.
Is it not going to be Family Ties?
Well, I saw on a poster, it looked like it actually looked like Bosom Buddies or Three's Company.
Oh,
Three's Company's more 70s.
That's more 70s.
But I know, but it was a poster. Maybe in the poster, maybe they do that and throw you off, or they don't make that.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I also like that they kind of broke it up with this week's episode. That it wasn't another TV show thing.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, we did that, and now we're gonna show you something else, and then we're gonna go back to that. It's a smart way to do it, so you don't feel like what's going on here. So.
It seemed way too short, though.
They always do.
That half hour went way too quickly.
But that's how you know it's good. Because if it was too long, it would wear out its welcome. And when it's nice and fast, you're like, wait a minute, I want more of this.
Right. And by the way, if you like this and want a more grown-up version, check out Legion. I don't know, on FX, I think. I don't know what streaming service it's on, but it's like a much weirder version of this, basically. Not kid-friendly. We finished Warriors season 1, which is on HBO. I would definitely recommend that if you like karate, kung fu fighting style. A modern version of that with strong sexual content. And
Oh, this is the Karate 6 one. Okay.
yeah, and with good characters, like good, like if you like a good Irish cop character, this show has a great couple of great ones, but like the main one is super great. It's pretty cool. Like if you like Gangs of New York, even though it takes place in San Francisco, so think Gangs of New York, but it's in San Francisco, and kung fu, China, like Chinatown is a big part of it. So it's kung fu and a lot of axe fighting and people getting cut up and stuff, and strong sexual content. Am I selling it at all?
I don't know.
Wombat doesn't like. You don't like kung fu movies.
I like kung fu. I like a good kung
Name
fu
a kung fu
movies.
movie that you enjoyed. Name
Enter
3.
the Dragon.
I'd be like,
Drunken Master.
okay, that's good. Drunken
Yeah.
Master.
Kung
The
Fu
Man with the
Panda.
Iron Fists.
Kung Fu
Panda
Panda.
2.
Kung Fu Panda.
3.
Yeah. Okay.
That one where Dracula fights Popeye. I saw that one. You ever seen that one?
No.
There's a movie on Amazon. It's a kung fu movie where it was made in the 70s, and these guys are dressed up like Dracula and Popeye and other characters that they did not secure the rights for, and they all fight each other, and it's terrible.
Yeah. Stick with
I think-
Warriors.
I think
sounds all right.
Superman
It
shows
sounds
up.
all right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad though.
This sounds like
Oh, yeah, it is
thing.
bad. It is
Okay.
bad, but it is on Amazon Prime,
See,
and I did check it out. 'cause I
Warriors
was
has the
very
good. The
curious.
key is the good fight choreography. You gotta have a lot of fighting, and it has to be well.
Rumble in the
choreographed.
Bronx. I enjoyed Rumble in the
Okay,
Bronx.
I'm saluting you. I'm gonna give you the kung fu salute.
What's the one with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and what's the one I'm thinking of?
Give me the plot.
Lego Ninjago.
They fight people. I'm like,
There's got to be more plot than that.
I know, but it doesn't matter.
Right. Watch Warriors. It's good and it's funny. And is it funny? I'm not sure if it's funny. Yeah, it is funny. It is funny. All right, that's it for Watch This Boys. We've watched it all. Wombat, we've watched it all. Wombat, we've watched it all.
Am I supposed to say something now?
Wombat, we've watched it all.
Well, now is the perfect time to hear from our wonderful sponsor, our friends at Mack Weldon. The new is that good? Did I do it right?
You smooth as butter, man. That
Thank
was like
you. The new normal uniform has a lot of us searching our closets and drawers for men's essentials that aren't there. Instead of the usual business casual button-ups and jeans, it's soft knit polos, tees, joggers, and active shorts. Whatever men's basics you need, Mack Weldon has you covered with unmatched comfort and fit. You can actually see Cheapy. He's modeling his Ace sweatpants right now in gray. I also have the gray Ace sweatpants. I also have blue Ace sweatpants and blue Ace sweat shorts. I am wearing Mack Weldon underwear right now, the jersey knit, which are my favorite. I don't know. I can't recommend this product enough. I wear it literally every day of my life. Max.
show them the pocket, Wombat.
Nice. Yes, that is the special zipper pocket on the side of the Ace sweatpants. Perfect for holding keys.
I thought you were
they have-
asking him about the pocket. In
I know.
his-
Mack Weldon has men's essentials.
What?
Socks, shirts, hoodies, underwear, polos, and active shorts. Mack Weldon promises comfort and a consistent fit. Look great, feel great from working out, going to work, or on a date. Mack Weldon is for everyday life. A wide range of customized fabrics that can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like. They have 18-hour silver, air knit X, dry knit, warm knit. They have their totally free loyalty program. At level 1, you get free shipping for life. Once you reach level 2 by spending $200, you get 20% off every order for the next year. Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them, and they'll still refund you, no questions asked. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast. That's MackWeldon.com/CAGcast, promo code CAGcast for 20% off Mack Weldon. reinventing men's basics.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to read that. Was that from the Super Friends announcer?
It was. Thank you.
I like Super Friends. That was like.
I know that's what's missing from HBO Max.
I thought you were going to say from the DC Cinematic Universe.
No, they added in Brave and the Bold and Justice League Unlimited this week.
Super
But they
Friends is not
didn't
going to
add-
hold up today.
They didn't throw it in.
It's okay.
The Super Friends
It's
We watch
okay.
it.
from the
We watch it.
four corners
Yeah.
of the universe.
They just stand there, though, right?
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Chief, don't forget Apache Chief.
He wasn't in that intro though.
No.
Apache Chief. Nice.
Sorry. But there was like a lot of drama to that show. I feel like I remember watching that show and like I felt like it was pretty complicated as far as those types of shows went. Like there was like some big crisis and they
at
had
the Hall of Justice.
and that guy was making the drama. The announcer was a big part of the drama.
He was carrying that whole thing, piecing it all together.
Yeah.
With the people stiff walking around.
I feel
But what Batman didn't know.
No, he never said that. They never did stuff like that.
Batman never didn't know something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, he did add a sense of urgency to it. Like without that announcer, it's just like another cartoon, maybe.
Meanwhile, in the new releases,
What do we got?
What do we got? What's this Gods Will Fall game? I feel like I should know what that is.
I think it's a game about gods falling down.
It sounds blasphemous. I don't want to have anything to do with
Is
it.
it like Jenga, but you play with gods?
Is that like
It's-
humans fall flat? No.
I don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
don't think
look
so.
it up on Google and they'll
Why
tell
don't you
me.
Why don't you Google it? So you can see what I'm
Oh,
with.
it's got a 5 out of 10 on Steam,
So I'm sure
according
it's
to
not
Google.
that great.
Even though I know Steam doesn't go that way. Mixed reviews.
Mixed reviews. Okay. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I know I've heard of it, and it seems like something that had a lot of push behind it for a while. The Deep Silver game, I believe.
Oh, I still can't tell what kind of game it is.
I
Is it-
can't either. That's the problem with it. Like I also Googled it, and it doesn't tell me anything about it without having to go read an article.
It looks like hack and slash, but I can't tell for sure. But mixed reviews makes me want to click away from it very quickly.
It is a budget release at $25.
It is.
But it could be more budget, I feel, based on those mixed reviews. Sorry. What else we got?
The new Ease game, Ease 9, Monstrum Nox. Do you guys play the Ease game?
Oh, Wise, you mean. You're mispronouncing it. It's Wise.
Wise.
I know it's hard to pronounce.
No, Wise is a potato chip.
Right.
Ease on down the road.
Wise.
My Ohio accent calls it Ease.
No, it's Wise Ix is how you say it. Monstrum Nox. Good.
Perfect.
I'm not down with that.
I bet that game's pretty good. I'm going to guess that even if it has mixed reviews, if you were to Google that and find that it has mixed reviews, I bet that's a pretty good standard JRPG from that title alone. I like those games.
Right. When they just make up the words in the title,
It doesn't matter.
right, they know that they have a quality product underneath. They don't even have to waste time on the title. Just throw some letters together and whatever. That's a title.
I'll check that out. $60 for an Ease game seems a little bit much, but I don't know. That seems a little bit much. And does that look like? Did they update the graphics or something? Like
Monstrum.
I'm picturing Ease being a.
This is the most we've ever spoken about an Ease game.
Yeah,
and
let's stop saying ease. Let's
Ease.
never say ease again, actually.
600 and
Okay, they
Mm,
updated the graphics.
I'm saying this with ease.
I'd rather say karaoke than say ease.
it looks like more of a early PS3 level of graphics now for Ease, which
yes,
is
with ease.
a big jump. Big jump.
What else we
looking
got?
forward
Let's
to
jump
that.
away from this.
Destruction All Stars came out. That's free with PlayStation Plus.
Now that's a PS5 only game?
Oh, you guys don't have PlayStation 5s.
No.
Nope.
Most people don't.
I want to at least look into Destruction All Stars because don't know. I don't think it's my jam, but it's free on PlayStation Plus,
So
so I'll
check
give
it
it a
out
shot.
and let us know.
I will. I will.
I do
Control
not.
also came out for PlayStation 5.
I don't have a place.
Oh, does that mean that the Xbox One Series X version is available? I've been
It
waiting for
is.
that.
Yeah, that is. I'm pretty sure the Ultimate Edition because it's plastered up on the
But finally,
dashboard. I turned
but
it on.
But the old school edition is still on Game.
right. I gotta say, like, it's been pretty. I asked for a review code for that like a long time ago, the Control Ultimate Edition, because I figured I'm getting a Series X, I should have something to play on it. So I was like really proactive, and I got it like months and months ago. And it still shows up in when you filter through your games, it shows up as a Series X game, even though they never released the update. I think the update must have just come out, right? Like this week
Yeah,
or
this week.
this
Yeah.
week. So it's like, I bet you a lot of people played through that thinking that they had the Series X version because it was identified as such right in your library.
I mean, to be honest,
I don't think you
a
would
lot of the
notice
games you
much
wouldn't
of a
notice.
difference.
You think so? It's supposed to have ray tracing and, he's good.
Ooh, you could look in a mirror.
I think the big
Ooh.
difference so far to me when
Ooh.
I look at this is still the loading time,
Okay.
right? Like that's the big difference I still see. None of these games have a wow factor of like, oh, I've never seen something that looks this good before.
Right.
It all just, I don't know, it looks marginally better with better load times so
Right.
far. It's interesting because I've been playing more of Immortals, and you can tell that they plan those loading screens around actually having loading because you're supposed to fly around and collect jewels during the loading screens.
Okay.
I've been able to collect like 2 jewels the entire time because it just blows right through the loading screen. So the little mini game that they've added in there is totally useless.
It's a good problem to have.
It is.
I like that problem.
I like the trend.
I downloaded just to check out Madden because I redeemed so many of those free packs on Twitch, and they were having the weekend thing, and I wanted to see what it looked like on the console. I'm
Probably
like,
good,
okay.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, one of the big issues I always had with Madden was it also has really long load. Nice to not have those and to open up all my packs.
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun. Did that come out for PC or no?
Probably. I don't know. What do I look like?
I thought only FIFA maybe.
Yeah, I know that last year Madden was put on EA Access like the day after the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I'm waiting it out through the weekend before. I mean, I would buy it anyway, but next weekend is probably when it'll be free.
Have you already blown through your 10 hours of it?
I probably went through like 5 of it.
It's $20 at Best Buy this week.
I know, but again, I already have the EA Access. Why would I spend?
They're sponsoring our social media.
Yeah, but who cares?
Me. We're giving away a $60 gift card. Check out our pinned tweet at Video Game Deals.
I'll make sure. You know what? I take it back. I think I'm going to spend the $20
Right.
and buy it at Best Buy.
And FIFA,
today.
get FIFA. It's also $40 off.
I'm also going to get FIFA, which I think is a
You
game
don't sound
about
very sincere.
poodles.
I'd rather you just tell me to go fuck myself. That you sounded very sincere before when you were making fun of me. All right.
Meanwhile, at Best Buy.
Right. What about I looked up Destruction All-Stars, by the way. At Metacritic, it has a 71.
That sounds right.
It's also,
Yeah.
it's also
right.
free.
Yeah, that's what you'd expect, probably. All right. Any other new releases?
Did you look up for the Switch? Did you look up Save Farty?
Save Farty. I will be looking that up. It's priced at $6.99, aka 69.
I heard that game is a gas.
Save Farty represents a real low point in worldwide. This is the what? This is the description of the game. Save Farty represents a real low point in worldwide trivia games. Self-improvement and the advancement of knowledge have given way to idiocy and unbridled masochism. This is perhaps the sickest game that can be enjoyed alone or with friends since Russian roulette. Ooh. That sounds bad. Russian roulette jokes. Like, it looks like a trivia game, but they're trying to be like edgy, like Cards Against Humanity. It looks dumb. I don't even know why I'm looking at this. It's $7, by the way. What else?
All Yakuza Remastered, the 3, 4, 5 came out for Xbox. Those are all on Game Pass, I believe, as well.
They seem to be on Game Pass. Everything Yakuza.
Yeah, it's good for them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Why not?
Well, I mean, it gives them that Japanese franchise too, right? That they have been searching for so long. Now, granted, it's everywhere, but if they are the home of Yakuza, if they want to claim that or
Sure.
something, they can claim it.
Nerd cred.
Right.
Gotta have that.
I don't really see too much else on this new release list. We're still kind of struggling to get going here in 2021.
Right. Well,
It's kind of lame. Like
right.
I don't know what big releases I'm expecting in February, but it'd be nice if there was something.
You can play
What about the Medium?
Super Mario 3D Land again.
We never talked
did
about the Medium.
I
we?
did start.
Oh, we didn't.
I started the Medium.
How is that?
I played the first 2 chapters.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely got some unique. It's definitely unique. I don't know if it's really for me per se.
Is it
I
scary?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, what? I don't know.
Okay, so you're a woman who is the medium, and you can sort of exist in 2 parallel universes at the
Right.
same time.
Yeah.
And there's like this split screen thing going on, and you're controlling both views in both universes at the same time in the split screen, and you're using those abilities to solve puzzles, so you could solve the mystery of what's going on. Basically,
you use
this
the both
mystery
sticks. Like one stick controls the.
no, the same stick. You're basically
Okay.
walking the same place in the same
I
path,
see.
just in the 2
Okay.
parallel
That
universes.
sounds better than the dual stick thing that I was imagining.
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
no. It's one stick. So it's like in one universe, it's like a brick wall, but in the mirror universe, that brick wall has a door. But the key is in the universe
I played
where
this
there's
game
a brick
before.
wall.
What game have I've seen this before? This mechanic.
Yeah, I feel like there's been mechanics with this. It's not like it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I like the concept. I just don't know if it's something I want to keep going with. Also, sometimes when the girl walks, she has like Muppet arms, and it
Okay.
kind of throws me off. You know, like Kermit the Frog. And
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know if this is what I want to see.
It's kind of what I want to see. I also want her to like enter the room, and anytime she talks to him, that she just says, "I am the medium."
Yeah.
She
Every
does?
time.
No.
No. That'd be good though.
Right.
Then why are you wearing a large? No.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
I'll check it out.
Yep.
It's free.
It's definitely worth checking out because you have the Xbox and you have the thing, the Game Pass. You download it, you check it out.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I think I'm more interested in going back to Resident Evil 7 and finally finish.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Anything else? Time for Wombat's fortnightly news?
Yeah, let's do it.
We already talked a good chunk of Fortnite.
Thank
We talked about
God. We're ahead of the game,
Mandalorian and the
baby.
Snake Eyes. Yep. So we don't have to do that.
Are you buying the $40 Snake Eyes action figure?
I am not. To be perfectly honest, if it said like ships now, there may have been some arm twisting involved. But since it doesn't ship until 2022, I'm like, no, I don't care enough.
Wow,
Gotta struck while the iron's hot.
That's pretty. That's a lot of lead time to get that order in.
Yeah.
Is that why? Is that a COVID situation?
I don't know. It's just, I mean, Hasbro does that a lot.
Oh, they do.
I
Okay.
was gonna order those. They have these retro figures that they sell on Hasbro Pulse of Marvel figures that they're 4-inch tall ones, and they come in really cool, brightly colored art packaging. I'm like, oh, I should get those. And when they first came out, I'm like, these look cool. I want them. But it's like ships in January, and now here it is January, and I still haven't ordered them. And I'm like, the moment's passed.
Right.
So I just never got them. They do it all the time. It's kind of annoying.
Word.
Hmm.
It looks like a nice figure. It's just it's $40.
It's $40 for a Snake Eyes figure. Nuts.
I don't know. I liked reading the comments from all of the people who didn't know who Snake Eyes was in the Fortnite Twitter,
I saw that
Twitter area. That was what I enjoyed. Was people asking,
who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy? Do they think the people who play Fortnite are 60? And that was a good one.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, little do they know, right?
Yeah. There's two types of people that play Fortnite. They're either over 40 or under 10. So, you take it with a grain of salt.
I can't believe that those they haven't at least seen the G.I. Joe movie that's on TNT.
To be honest, also it's very much a Twitter thing to insult Fortnite whenever they.
Oh, that's the only reason I have a Twitter account.
Yeah, I know. It's like a thing that people do. I don't know who started that or why it's a thing, but whenever they post anything, 99% of the comments.
So
about the game,
they're just making one G.I. Joe character. Like Hasbro paid for Snake Eyes to be in there, and that's it.
Well, I mean, usually, I say usually, it's possible that they would bring out more. I think this might be like maybe a test run. Let's see how interested people are in Snake Eyes. We'll start with that. Like that's peak G.I. Joe, and if that does well, then
we'll make him white.
We roll out a Storm Shadow, yeah. Or we roll out a Cobra Commander or something.
How many seasons until we get the Shipwreck?
Yeah, you may have to send a couple of emails about that.
I will pledge to you, once Shipwreck comes to this game, I will play Fortnite with you.
Wow.
All right, wow.
Time to get a campaign going.
I know. Add Shipwreck.
I feel like he fits the aesthetic, the goofy aesthetic of that game.
Well, that's sort of where I think why the other reason why I think the game works is that it is very goofy. I think if it took itself too seriously, like a Call of Duty, I probably wouldn't be into it. But this game is just so goofy. Like sometimes crazy things happen. I was playing with Elliot and I were playing the other day, and I was shooting a guy on a bridge, and I killed the guy. And as I was killing the guy, a guy drove up in a car, hopped out of the car, started shooting me. I start shooting back. The guy hops back into the car before I could get him. He drives into a taxi.
Can't shoot each other.
No, he drives into a taxi that was coming at him, and they get into a head-on collision. And the taxi flipped over me like that scene in Bad Boys.
Die Hard. Oh, Bad Boys.
The taxi's over, and I'm just looking up at this taxi flying over my head, and it was just very weird.
Fortnite memories with Muhammad.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're making these memories. They're gonna last you a lifetime.
I'm just saying, it was a good time.
Good.
Maybe you had to be.
Maybe. You need to stream your Fortnite play more often, I feel.
I did over the weekend.
More, I said. More than what you're doing.
Well, you need to watch. I watch.
That's not what he said.
That's not what I was saying.
Dude.
I could watch if I'm available, but I'm,
whatever.
You know who was available?
Yeah,
Gearbox. Gearbox was available to be bought.
Not anymore.
No.
Well, maybe if you have $1.4 billion.
Well, you don't need you don't need $1.4 billion. You don't even need $1.3 billion.
Promise of it.
Yeah, you need to, if they meet their goals, it's 1.3 billion.
Otherwise, thing that Gearbox is known for is hitting their goals and targets.
Right.
That's one thing I think of when I think of Gearbox.
So that's they've been on the market for a while, right? They've been rumored
to be on the market for a while, but also with a high price tag, right?
Right. Well, because they have a big property and.
Well, they bought Borderlands, is what you're buying.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an interesting time to buy Borderlands, though, right? Because 3 is it's a year and a half old. You're somewhere in that time frame.
Right.
It still has stuff coming out for it. It's still active, but it took them a long time to get 3 out. Like it felt like they missed the curve going up on Borderlands, and it kind of like plateaued and got to 3.
Now, do we think that's why the target goal is a 6-year target goal, because the thought process is Borderlands 4 has to now come out within the next 6 years.
It probably would anyway.
I would think it would anyways.
I'm just saying, I mean, that makes sense to me from a, analytical standpoint.
It's I mean, like
It's
you
an
said, they bought
interesting
it.
thing. Borderlands is one of those things that it feels like everybody moved past it. Like everybody went to the battle royales and everything.
Yep, I did.
But there
too.
was
Whoops, I hit the
still
wrong
a lot of
button.
people who played Borderlands, right? It just wasn't Borderlands 2 level.
I played Borderlands 3. Fine.
I
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Borderlands 3 was good.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's
Good enough. All right, so this company that bought Gearbox, they've been buying a lot of game companies, right? They acquired THQ.
Yep, yes
Yeah.
they did.
Buy
They
that
own
for
they own you.
$1.
They own GPD's likeness in video games.
Ruining it. Yeah. So maybe they can get me in there now.
Maybe you should send them a nasty worded email. That version of you is on sale now, by the way. Xbox.
That shitty version of me.
Yeah, there's like $16 now.
Yeah, probably.
I thought about
like,
it, but I don't. And it doesn't look like you anymore. So.
I know.
So how long do you think the contract to have Randy stay around is? Mr.
I
Pitchford?
assume it's the 6 years because he wants his money.
But
Unless
he can
yeah.
get his money even and not be involved in the company too.
Oh.
Yeah, they probably don't want him around that much, and he probably maybe doesn't want to be around. He's got all this money to spend.
Got
He's
magic
an
tricks to
entertainer,
grab.
you know that, and with that kind of money, he can do a lot of entertaining. He can
Could have
make his
some-
own medieval times in his
I was
backyard.
saying he could have some good times, medieval times.
I mean, you got that kind of bread, and you walk into medieval times, you're running the show there. You want
His new USB, the B stands for billions.
That's right. He wants like the jousters closer to his table, like they're gonna come over, waving the money around. What else we got? Stadia. There's some big Stadia news. They're not making any more games.
Did they make any games? What was
They were
Stadia-
trying to make the games.
They were trying to make games.
Okay, so
they gave them 1 year to make AAA properties.
That's where I
before
was
pulling
sort
the
of
plug.
that's where I was sort of was like confused by the whole story. I'm like, wait, so they Stadia stops making games, did they start? And the answer is no.
No, they started. They just never put one out because you can't put out a AAA game in a year.
Right.
It's just so typical Google, right? Like just oversimplifying, hey, we're gonna take a stab in this direction,
Throw some money at it,
throw some money at it, get some talented people in here, and then pull the plug on it when it's not immediately profitable.
When it couldn't even have been profitable. Or there's like
and
no
it's-
way. It's not enough time.
The interesting thing is like they never like get outside of their core business very often, right? Like a couple things have stuck,
Right.
but not much beyond like here's all of our search engine money making stuff.
I was gonna say, as someone who deals with Google products on a daily basis, it's amazing what they do and how often they change things and how often they get rid of certain things that are like things that the publishing industry used every day, multiple times a day. Google was just like one day they were like, you know what, we're just cutting this loose. And I know that every publishing company used it, and they're like, nope, we're cutting this loose. You got to go find someone else now to use. And there's never been a better product than what they had, and it's really like it's frustrating in so many ways. So yeah, they really don't know how to handle product
Right.
in web-based one.
So they're still gonna do is anything
There's-
else changing besides the fact that they're not making games anymore?
They're gonna limp along Stadia for a while and see if it magically makes money for them.
Are they
Right.
changing the way that you buy the games at all? Or is
Probably not.
nothing really, just not making the games.
They didn't announce any of that. They
No.
just said,
They're
"Hey,
just
all this stuff
cutting-
that's not making us any revenue by doing nothing.
Right. Just
Let's get rid of all of that and just take whatever money comes our way."
Yeah, they're gonna cut overhead and just keep it going.
Seems great. Seems you want to really if you're a gamer,
That's where I'm throwing all my money at.
Yeah. I mean, those games will last forever in your library, I'm sure. All right. What else we got here? Oh, here's a question. Sir Big Love says, do you think the news of the Stadia Game Studios closing will slow down the overall push we have been seeing for cloud-based gaming? There is already plenty of speculation on how much longer the actual service will be around now, and Amazon has a similar track record of abandoning projects if they aren't immediate successes. Well, Amazon's got their own thing too now. They've got Luna.
They have Luna.
I don't even know what that is. That's a subscription.
It's a stream. It's a streaming thing.
But that one you pay by the month, right? You're not.
Who knows? Yeah, it had a better model. It had a better model initially when I had to think about it for a week when they announced Luna.
And he goes on to say, Microsoft seems poised to be the leader with this, thanks to their Game Pass catalog.
Of course they do.
I still don't think this country has the internet infrastructure to support anyone having a successful streaming core business.
Right, but that's why Microsoft seems like they're in a good spot. It's just like gravy.
Because it's not streaming, it's downloading.
Well, no, they had the streaming too. They have xCloud.
Yes, but
and you can stream. You're supposed to be able to stream the Game Pass stuff on xCloud. I haven't tried that, but I don't see. I think I ever would though.
No,
until it's perfect, and it's just like.
Because you could download everything, why would you?
Right. Until it's as good or better than what I can download, I'm probably not going to even check it out.
Well, that's exactly. As because they have the other option. Amazon and Stadia don't have that other option, and that's why it can't be that successful. Because if you live in an area with your data caps and your low speeds,
I still think the Amazon one, if it's subscription based, which I think by people in the chat saying it is. I think that one they could make a dent eventually because they're not throwing a lot of money at it, right? Like here's our service. We got the games here.
Sign
if you want the games, yeah.
Keep it simple. You can sell it on our. Some people have heard of our website before. It's called Amazon.
Right. Like Amazon knows how to make subscription services and take people's money, right? Get them returning revenue stream monthly or yearly or however they do it. Like they're familiar with that. So that structure seems a lot more in line with what they're used to, right? I think Google went at it in the same way that all of the streaming companies currently are on the video side of things, like Netflix and HBO Max and everything, where originally it was just Netflix was the streaming company that just had all the third party stuff, right? It was just like, here's the movies that are available. Yep. Watch them on Netflix, I guess, because we're Netflix. We're the only one. Right. And then when there's competitors, they're like, oh, we got to make all our own crap. Like Google, like tried to do that with games, like right out of the gate. Like, oh, we're gonna make all like AAA crap. That way we have like exclusives. And you can't do that with gaming.
Nobody told them that it's going to take them 5 years, and they have to just last for 5 years first before they can have a game come out, under the first party game come out.
I'm sure they knew it at some point, but I think they probably thought the revenue would be much higher, like coming in during that 5 years is my guess. Like they thought, oh, we're going to get a bunch of people to sign up for Stadia. This is like the best thing ever. Because if you're in that sphere and you're like, oh, this tech is great. Look what we're doing. Everybody's going to love this. And then you put it out there and then not many people sign up for it because everybody has computers,
better options and
consoles,
and the price format makes no sense.
Yeah,
they didn't give you a lot of reasons to come check it out. But yeah, I'm curious to at least check out the Amazon one at some point. I mean, because like you say, I feel like they could actually make it work, even though, well,
if they eventually threw it into Amazon Prime of some sort and gave you some base,
they have a lot of options of what they
right. They have
do.
a lot more options to go with it. Like that's not going to be ever going to be my primary place, but like if they like just threw some Prime stuff on there, I'm sure like all of us like at least try it at some point, and that's the key, like to get people to try it.
Yeah. They also, in Wombat's fortnightly news, I guess there was a Mass Effect remastered event today. It's called the Legendary Edition. Is that what it's called? Legendary?
Yeah, it's got all 3 games in it. That much I know.
And it's remastered, and there's no you can skip the elevators.
Weren't there 4 games?
and it comes out in May, so whatever. But I did notice when I was looking at the DLC that's included,
Yeah.
it does include the Dr. Pepper exclusive DLC. So that made me laugh.
I'm looking at this thing on Polygon where you can check out the old image and the new image
Yeah, it's
side by side. Yeah, it looks better, but I don't know.
I'm not
It looks
spending
pretty.
$60.
It looks pretty good in my mind from when I played it a decade ago. Or whatever.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like if I just
I'm
leave
not,
that
I'm not
there.
running out. Yeah, I'm not
It's just up
racing
there. I know what
to
it
the
is.
store to pick it up. I already played these games.
Right.
But at some point it'll probably be like $15 and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's worth it." And I'll plunk it down and I'll check out Mass Effect again.
In my mind, it already has ray tracing.
Yeah.
Even though there's no such thing. In my mind, it looks fucking awesome. In my mind, I still remember the E3 demo, the first E3 demo, and my shit's being blown away as I'm watching it.
I love those games. It's good that they're getting remastered, I guess. But yeah, like I don't see myself ever revisiting those because those were such a time sink. And I'm not like I can see Wombat revisiting them because he goes back to Skyrim and makes new people or whatever all the time. I think I was a once through the trilogy on Mass Effect. And
I don't know.
done.
Mass Effect, I don't think has that. It's not as open as like Skyrim though. I mean, again, it's been so long since I played the first Mass Effect that I'm sure revisiting it wouldn't feel that.
But you just want to get to the second Mass Effect though. Like playing the first Mass Effect is just like, how do I get to the second one?
I feel like maybe playing the first one without loading times might be a lot better. It also might be half as long. So
it's not a bad point.
So there's that going. It has that going for it.
All right.
Mass Effect 1 was good. It's just nowhere near, and it's not even about that Mako. Like I could care less about the Mako portions of Mass Effect 1. It's just not as good as 2 or 3.
Yeah, sure.
Which is how video games are supposed to be.
Yep. Makes sense. Let's move on to what? Did you see this news item? Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system got patented.
Okay.
So
it's a really good system. It's really smart, and they should.
Did
you play those games?
I checked them out, so I'm familiar with the systems. I put it enough hours.
I finished both of them.
I know that. You're hardcore.
They are very cool. I like them very much. And I do like the Nemesis system because it's incredibly goofy. And every now and again, in a game you're playing where everything's super serious, it's nice when they throw in that little bit of goofiness to it. And also, and yet at the same time, it has a little bit of weight because now there's this guy that's coming after you.
Sure.
So it's like they did it very well in those games. I would like to see, since they did patent it, I hope that means they're going to implement it in other things.
Like the Batman, Batman games.
Like the Batman, yes. I see.
I was doing a Batman impression.
I heard, yes.
I'm
Meanwhile,
not wearing hockey pads. I do that to Ty every once in a while. I go, Ty, ask me what the difference is between me and you. He loves it. All right. That is a cool system. So I guess it's not surprising. But I wonder, what else this was going to lead to. Like, I didn't realize that we were patenting systems in video games now.
I guess if it's proprietary and it has a unique enough about it where it can be patented, why wouldn't you?
But maybe did Active Reload get patented? I feel like I
what
remember
do I
that.
look like?
Not
Albert Einstein?
What am I talking about? Gears of War.
Yep.
I feel like that might have happened, or I'm not sure.
That Albert Einstein reference was a pretty educated deep cut.
Albert Einstein?
He worked at the patent office before.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we've all seen Young Einstein.
I haven't.
What?
I don't know. I don't know why I haven't seen it. There's no nudity in it, that's why.
If you
and
go
Meg Ryan's cute.
Documentary, then you'll be good, I think.
Right.
I don't know. Like, this is weird. Like, what other game would be using that Nemesis system, really, though?
It could work in a Batman game.
Definitely.
Maybe
any
someone
gang
is
game.
like a gang member who goes up the ranks. At the end of the game, it could be more bossy. I don't know.
So would this be something to prevent Immortals from happening in games where?
Mm-hmm.
Like if Zelda had patented some of their gameplay mechanics that Immortals wouldn't just come through and make the same game?
Maybe.
I guess it really depends on the technology used to make the game, because you can't just say because you can't patent an idea, right? Isn't that? You could trademark an idea, but you have to patent a technology. So there has to be
Right.
something unique about the technology involved in the Nemesis system in order to patent it. Otherwise, you would just be trademarking it. Right? Am I right? I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer, but I
That
feel like
that sounds like a very high level correct explanation of that. I feel
okay.
like Nintendo would be taking out a lot of patents.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's because, again, it's about technology, not ideas. So they could have trademarked the dungeon system, I guess. I don't know what exactly. Again, it's what exactly are you trademarking? So
I think they could have found something.
something.
I feel like if you showed these in a court of law, that enough people would point at Immortals and go, "No, you can't do that."
unless some sort of trademark wasn't filed, and then it's like
Right.
then it's free game. Yeah.
I have a trademark on snarky dialogue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh
Immortals
man,
2.
it's so bad. The dialogue in that game.
It's pretty lousy.
It's not so much the dialogue. It's the voice acting is not very good either.
I don't know.
in that
It doesn't
game.
bother me too much, but I get it. I'm not saying you're
I'm still
wrong.
working my way through it.
I'm impressed.
It's the type of game that it's just like, oh, I guess I'm gonna do this. Like, it's not totally unenjoyable to just keep playing it. It's like Wombat watching TV.
Ooh.
It's
We're really far into the Big Bang Theory, let me tell you.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
it's exactly. It's the Big Bang Theory of games where it's on, so I'm playing it, I guess.
Hey, D. Diggler in the chat has a good news item for us. You've heard that Valve lost this lawsuit about their Steam controller. They have to pay $4 million to the this company that had a patent on the buttons on the back that you I don't even remember. I have a Steam controller, but I don't remember the configuration. Anyway, the judge ruled that, or the jury ruled that they willingly infringed on this other company's patent and have to pay out $4 million. So my question is, like, did they even make money on that controller?
Probably not. I don't think they did.
How many controllers do they have to sell to make $4 million?
Well, it doesn't matter. They just have to pay. I think Valve has the $400, and it's
$4 million.
$4 million.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like that maybe didn't go so
Put it this way,
well.
it probably was less expensive for them to lose this lawsuit and pay out the $4 million
than everything
than
else.
to have had to strike a deal with them to try to, it's or even a wash. I don't think it mattered. Because if the controller was a huge success, let's say the controller was a huge success,
yeah,
and they had to pay this other company a share of whatever it is because they own the patent.
Sure.
Or they could just sidestep it and be like, well, worst case scenario, we may owe them $4 million in a lawsuit. And they're already and they make $4 million every 8 minutes. What the hell do they care?
I don't know.
Exactly. And fine, when you're wealthy, a fine doesn't mean anything. Fines are a penalty for.
Wow, it's getting deep in here. Did you hear that MLB The Show is coming out on Xbox this spring? It's the first PlayStation Studios game to come out on Xbox.
Very nice.
Shanafan writes in and asks, what other games do you think will be coming out to a competitor's platform?
Any that they will lose the license to if they don't do that.
I don't know. Do you see a world where Sony and Xbox make a deal where if they allow Fallout to come out on the next Fallout to come out on the PlayStation platforms, they'll let Spider-Man come out on the Xbox?
You can play Spider-Man and the Avengers on Xbox.
You could play the good Spider-Man game and the Miles Morales cut with everything.
No, it's too old.
Oh, it's too okay. It's too old. That's the reasoning.
The next Spider-Man.
There's a
game.
lot. The next Spider-Man. Yeah, if you were to do a 1-to-1, maybe there's something to talk to.
But I don't think
not really.
Sony wants to do that.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
No.
sense for them.
I don't know.
The reasoning
Why
behind
does
this
it not
one,
make sense for them? I remember when Microsoft bought Bethesda, and everyone was like, "Of course it's gonna come out in both." Don't people like to make money? So doesn't Sony like to make money? They would still sell copies on the Xbox.
yeah, but it's a whole platform.
It's a whole marketing platform
Right,
and
it's a
competitive
whole-
advantage for them.
Right.
So
It's the whole reason to, hey, come play over here. The only reason they're doing this one in particular is because
Legally, they have to.
they legally have to with the MLB license.
oh, is that the only sport that or every sport
That's the
has
only
that
one
now?
that Sony was doing a exclusive license game with.
And
right?
MLB doesn't allow that anymore, or
There was an agreement. I don't know the specifics of it, but yeah, it's the gist of MLB wants it to be on other platforms. So, however, it was written up into the contracts. I guess it's this time is when it was going
Cool.
to happen, and
it's
they
supposed to be
knew
great.
they knew this was coming. I mean, I think it's a good move because sure, like they were going to have to give up the license. It's a good MLB game. So it's better that they keep the license and keep making a good MLB game.
Sure.
I can't remember the last time I played a baseball game on a console.
Triple play baseball on
Ah.
Genesis.
Bases loaded. I don't know.
Yep. I used to
The
play.
other big sports news is that EA is coming back with a college football game.
Right.
Yes.
How
I'm
is that
excited
going to
for that.
work? How is that going to work?
Because they're making deals that's saying you can put the names in, and this students athletes can get paid as long as they're not getting paid by the school.
But I don't think that's in place yet, and
It's
I don't
not
think,
in place yet. So it's
and I
gonna
don't think any of it has NCAA on it. Like, there's nothing that says NCAA on the announcements. It
Oh,
just
it's
says
just
college
college.
football.
right. They're working that out probably. So,
Yeah, the NCAA is a real peach
I
to
mean,
work with. I've
don't
heard.
get me wrong. I'd like to play a game where I could play as the Pitt Panthers. But
What's the ultimate college team look like? How are they getting their money on this thing?
that's
Oh,
the
right,
other,
right.
that is the other thing. It's like, yeah, what is ultimate the cut college ultimate team?
Right, like how are you? What trading cards am I buying in this game?
Yeah,
I'm sure they
because I'm not
figured that
gonna
out already.
want. I don't want non-Pitt alumni on my Pitt ultimate team.
Buy more packs.
I want Dan Marino and Woodson. And
Do you think they're going? Do you think you're going to have professionals back in this?
I think they'll have alumni teams. I think that was like a hook back in 2004.
How do you get those contracts though? Because they're not. Are they all covered? Do they have to go get the NFL Players Association to do that, or are they?
They it depends, because if it's not for those teams, it could be
Right.
it could be similar contracts to the contracts they have for Madden. Maybe it's just an addendum to their Madden contract, where it's not just one game now it's 2 games. But I don't know. I want that Curtis Martin, Dan Marino. Oh, it's gonna be a good team. I want to play that team. Larry Fitzgerald.
Nah. I'm good.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to put how they pull this off, because they're going to get sued from some direction no matter how they do it. There's lawsuits coming on this getting written up right now.
Why do you say that?
Because they're going to somehow, you're going to have some level, like not all of those college players they're going to put in there and pay, right? Like even if they strike that thing, they're going to pay the top tier or whatever.
Right.
They're not going to pay all the ones. So then the ones that didn't get their pay cut and look enough like,
maybe they'll be sure not to, but that seems like a lot of work. But you just make them random faces though. Random, just say like, okay, we had it.
I know,
we did all
but
the faces randomly,
if,
and then they can't really have. They don't want to have much of a lawsuit.
but if I'm getting this game, I want to play on a team where I can have Darrell Revis and Aaron Donald on defense at the same time.
Great.
That would be the reason for me to want to play this game.
Is that a college football game though?
I mean, I guess at that point, I don't know, but it's like, I don't know. I will say my Madden Ultimate Team does have both Woodson and Marino on it.
Yeah, like that's a pro football
I
thing.
know.
Definitely. Like it's just getting a little bit weird to have a college football game with actual players. Like a college football game that's completely devoid of anything is not great either, because everybody wants to have the right stats for their players. So I don't
I mean,
know.
maybe
I'm
that's
interested to see
it.
how they pull
Maybe
this out.
it's more about stats and fake names and the right uniforms. But then that's
You need to go to the glory days back in the 90s where they were just ripping off all these player likenesses and
Nobody can do anything about
in
it.
all of these games, and they couldn't do anything about it. What a time to be alive.
All right, let's move on to Sony. At Clumsy Spark writes in, he says, Sony's business results showed 4.5 million PlayStation 5 sold last year. Also disclosed they are selling them at a loss, which I guess was assumed, but is now verified.
okay.
I mean,
That's
just
it.
by volume alone,
Right. That's how they're making profit on volume.
by the size of them.
I mean, it's yeah.
It's what-
I guess the question is how big is the loss and how long does it take for them to make that up with PS?
See, the loss per weight is not that much. The loss per unit may be high, but by sheer volume, it's just a tiny loss. I don't know. It seems like this is business as usual, right? It's the way it's always
business.
done. So.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The tricky part of it obviously is the pandemic and all the shortages that drive up the time to market and cost on getting components for these, right? Electronic components are not cheap right now, and you have to pay a premium.
How
to
would
get
you
to the front of
know?
the line. How would I know?
I'm
joking.
kidding.
That's a
Yeah.
lot, but don't you think that's a lot of PS5s? It came out in November, December, January. That's it. 2 months. 2 months.
Seems
really.
like I don't know.
It seems like a
acceptable
lot.
amount.
It seems like, because I remember back in the day when like they were selling, 100,000, 200,000 a month, first couple months rather.
But this is
And-
worldwide though, right? 4.5 million worldwide.
Yeah, but even still, that seems like
It's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. Now here's the real question: How many Xboxes were sold? Xbox
All the ones that they
Eye.
made. How many did they make?
Yeah. How many did they, that's the question.
I don't know.
It's not how many, it's how many they made. I mean, yeah. I
Is
don't
it
know.
is it 2 million? Is it 1 million? Is it
Is it 4
3
million?
Is it 80 million?
80
No.
million.
You should
Everyone has one.
you have some insight on that, right, GP?
Yeah, but I don't
Just
know.
ratio wise.
Ratio wise, it's ridiculously PlayStation 5, like
Okay.
10 times, like, or something like that, 8 times. I forgot what it was, but it was ridiculous. Yeah, it could be.
I feel like they come up for sale at the same time and they both sell out, but you can never tell how many are up, right? Like
Exactly.
they keep coming in on the same ships because they're all coming from either the same factory or the factory next door,
Right.
all waiting for probably like 90% of the same components. It's interesting to see how.
Yeah,
that
but
will be,
little
'cause I don't.
kids don't suffer from COVID the way that adults do. So you think that they would still be able to make them?
Oh boy.
I think they're going to be in short supply.
I mean,
for a while
those
now.
7-year-olds can work all day still. They don't even need masks.
Yes, they're supposed to be in short supply for the next few months for sure, at least.
Those SSD drives that they have in there, those are going to be probably the limiting factor on getting these things.
Interesting. Okay. Tight.
A little tight in that market currently. Yeah.
Okay, where are we here? I think we made it. Yay, we're up to the CAG bag. Last chance in the chat if you got a question for the CAG bag. Speak now or forever hold your peace. This question is from I Am Kurimanju. He asks, will GameStonk's new executive team allow them to capitalize on all the Reddit hype in the long run, or is this a jump the shark moment?
I mean, well, the stock didn't increase because the company was doing well. So it's sort of what is there for the executive team to capitalize
No, but they've
on?
hired a bunch. They've obviously raised money. The value of the company is more, so they've hired more. They've hired like 3 executives, I think, in the last week or 2.
Ooh,
Big money. So
I
no,
think
I
that
think your answer is no.
prior to this, because they got a whole new executive team just weeks prior to this
I
happening.
think they just hired somebody like
Okay.
this
Well, I
week.
mean, that could have been in the works anyways with the other executives.
Sure, it makes sense. I'm sure.
I was gonna say the question is what is there to capitalize on? That's my questions. High stock prices isn't gonna move merchandise.
No, but it gives them
They're
more
still
access to
selling
money.
they're still selling mystery boxes for $30 that no one wants.
Right. They have more capital the potential to get more money. But yeah, I mean, the biggest problem with GameStop, I mean, there's a million problems, but the fact that they still don't have like their own digital platform
You know what?
is
I
just
don't even
like
think that's the problem.
unbelievable.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is with games.
Uh-huh.
They need something like a Prime.
Uh-huh.
An
Well, they have
Amazon
their
Prime.
rewards program.
Do they? But no
They-
free shipping with that.
I mean, I think they have free shipping if you have pay a certain
I
amount.
You have to spend $35 to get free shipping.
Maybe.
And
Yeah.
every time I want something from GameStop, it's always something that's like $15. And I don't want to spend $35 for free shipping, but then I don't want to spend the $5.
Well, they also don't want to
on
lose that
shipping.
money from having to ship you something for $15.
I know. It's like they got to come up with a better solution. Also, their site sucks. Because half the time I try to find something, it's never in stock. Whatever you search for on their site, like too often not in stock comes up as the first thing when you're searching, which I know is silly because all I ever look for there is like geek stuff and action figures.
Right.
But if I search Fortnite action figures, the first result shouldn't be not in stock. It should be something that I could buy.
You're the perfect customer for them because you want to buy their tchotchkes and you don't want to buy
I think the reason they have it like that, Wombat, if I don't know this for certain, but my thought behind that is because they want you to check to see if it's in a store, and they don't automatically have your location.
But it is
searching.
that, and it's never in store. There's never anything in store.
Well, yeah, I mean, they probably have not optimized websites on that, but I guarantee you that that's the original reason is like, hey, we've got stuff in these stores. Show whatever we have in the system, because maybe if they search and they see it's in their store, they'll go buy it.
What about free ship to store? What about that?
All these things cost
be
money, Wombat. I don't.
Well, I wouldn't.
I think it's great for consumers. I don't think they're in the position to be great for consumers.
I feel like free ship to store solves some of that issue though, because you're getting me into your storefront, and there's the potential that I'll buy something that costs more than the $5 although it's going to cost them less than $5 to ship than it would to ship to me directly, because they could probably do multiple things in bulk. So there's probably a deal on shipping there, and you're getting me in the store to potentially buy something. It solves my issue and their issue with free ship to store. It's not like this is a revolutionary idea. A lot of places do this. Instead of Walmart does that, don't they? Doesn't Best Buy do that?
You don't even know, do you?
Best
Walmart
Buy
does
does
it.
that. Walmart and Best Buy both do that. Don't gaslight me. This is a very easy, simple solution to why can't I just buy the deal of the day action figure for $15, have it shipped free to store, I'll pick it up in 3 days, you get me in your building, I pick up my item, and maybe there's something new on sale that's actually
I don't
in
think
that
they have the
store.
logistics in place for it, quite honestly.
What, to know the addresses of their own buildings? Come
Well,
on,
it's not
they
just
could
to
make-
know
they
the
could do
name.
it.
It's that they have to then go grab your one action figure to put into their warehouse shipment that's going to that specific store. Like,
I'm just saying, it's still a better idea than what they have going. It's better than the nothing they have going on now. Because
you're comparing them to companies that are much larger in the
I
retail
know.
space,
I'm trying to help.
I know you're trying to help. I would love if I could help. I don't see a solution for GameStop.
Well, this
'Cause
is why they didn't hire
they
you
also
as one of those 3 new executives, and why I signed an NDA last week.
Right. But one of their executives even said, like, the
They're
same
paying you
thing
in stock, right?
that we've talked about in the past is like their greatest asset is
Chicken
all these
tenders.
stores, which is also their biggest weakness because they're paying all this
So
rent.
many stores.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
So I don't know how you solve that. Like, if your one grace is that you're the game store that's everywhere, and that's also your one weakness, how do you get around that? Like, your
Table
biggest
tennis.
strength Your biggest strength is your stores.
One ping pong table in every store, and you set up tournaments around the ping pong table, and then the people will just come.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I agree. I'm with you on that. Vaccination centers. How about that?
Okay.
That'll get people in.
How about I could buy the Doctor Doom figure that's normally $30, but you have it on sale for one day for $16?
Guess what they're not
and I
making
don't
money
ship it.
on? When they sell you a $30
I
Doctor
understand.
Doom figure for $16, and then they have to ship it to you for free.
And they're already paying premiums on that. Like compared, that's why they're trying to charge you $2 more than retail on all their figures to begin with.
I know, which I noticed, and that drives me nuts.
So to answer I am Kremanju's question, probably no. I mean, the fact that
I don't even remember what the question.
The question was, can GameStop really do
That's
anything?
your new
with all
co-host,
this?
right? Isn't that
Yes,
your
that's my
co-host?
new co-host. I am Kremanju. We have
That's
a
why
new.
that's why I didn't say that was the dumbest question I ever
idea.
heard. And what kind of idiot would ask a dumb question
That
like
was
that?
so kind of you to not
I
say
know.
that.
I'm a good person.
So kind. Yeah, we have a new podcast about Howard Stern called Proper Modulation. So you can just Google that, Proper Modulation Podcast. You'll find it. It's up on everything except Google right now. Google's being slow, but it should be up soon. You can follow us on Twitter at Proper Mod Pod. Nice. I guess we're wrapping it up now. This is the time where we're plugging everything. So you can watch us do this CAGcast live every week, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv, GBassGamer. And follow us on Twitter at GPD, at New Wombat, at Chipwreck, at Video Game Deals. Wombat is going to read this ad. Copy, if he remembers.
Yes, Mac Weldon for 20% off your first order. Visit macweldon.com/CAGcast and enter promo code CAGcast.
Right. And we're going to raid. Let's raid Craig. I think he's still on there. Craig Skitz and his brother. So everybody hang out for the raid. It's going to happen in 5 seconds, Wombat. So use that knowledge to your advantage.
Fred's done.